It is time for our daily message. And today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a follow-up from the Taurus new moon reading. So a few of you, and myself included, felt like the last reading for the Taurus new moon, that it really resonated and may have done so in shocking ways, like unexpected ways. Like certain aspects of the reading you may have thought when you first listened to it, oh, no one could do that, or that doesn't really work in my scenario. It's kind of impossible for certain things to happen, but then it did, one way or another. So, because that reading was kind of harsh and intense, I thought we would do a follow up 1 week later. What does the energy want to share with us today? So, let's get into it. All right. The top row, we have the Hanged Man, the Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So essentially what the energy is wanting to communicate to us right now, the message that it wants to share with us right now is that it's very important that we take a different perspective on how we are currently looking at things. Perspective is everything. How we perceive something is essentially going to dictate how our life unfolds and whether it unfolds in our favor or whether it unfolds in a way that sets us back. So remember that everything that is happening in our lives, whether it is good or it is bad, whether we see it as positive or negative, it is serving us in some way. It is either giving us something that we have asked for or it is preparing us for something that we want. So let's take an example. Maybe you were guided towards taking an interview, and maybe when you pulled your own tarot cards or you consulted a psychic, they said you're not going to get the position, but you should still do the interview because it will be good practice for you. So you went ahead and you did the interview and it went really well, but in the end you didn't get it. But you knew that your argument made sense. You knew that the way that you explained your story really resonated. And that experience, even though it didn't go maybe the way that you wanted, it served you in a powerful way. It prepared you. It let you know that, hey, the story that I've told, it really does make sense and it really resonates, and it sets you up to be able to get a job in the future. So then maybe another opportunity comes your way and you start doing those interviews and you make it past the first round and you go to the second round and then the third round and then the fourth round, and then maybe you even get an offer. Or you essentially get very, very good feedback. And so you know now, wow, okay, so it didn't just work on one person. My story really makes sense to everybody. And it's something that shows me in a marketable way and it's going to lead me to success. But then maybe something happens with the new moon or there's a lot of transits going on and for some reason you're not able to take that offer that was given to you. Now your perspective could say, oh, I guess that it wasn't really meant for me, or I guess that I wasn't really ready for it, or I guess that there's something wrong with me or something wrong with, the way that I'm approaching things. When in reality, maybe you needed to go through that whole process to know that you can make it all the way to the finish line. Yeah, that you can. And maybe the opportunity that was given to you to show you that is not really an opportunity that would actually serve you. It's just supposed to be more practice to prepare you for the opportunity that you actually do want, that will show up, that is actually worthy of you, and that now you are more than prepared for. You're so practiced for. So think about your life and what do you feel like was taken away from you? What do you feel like didn't work out for you? How might you be feeling a little bit betrayed by the universe, right? I think the Ten of Swords came up in the new moon reading for Taurus, and it came up in the full moon lunar eclipse reading for Scorpio. So the Ten of Swords has been following us around here a little bit, and as you notice, it's not here in this spread. I actually haven't looked at the bottom of the deck. We'll see what that is. But anyways, maybe you feel like the universe betrayed you. Universe, I listened to you, I followed your guidance, and then, I did everything right, and you took everything away from me. Perspective change, says the universe. How did what happened serve you? How is it preparing you? The key word is prepare. We're always being prepared. Any negative thing that happens to you is preparing you to be able to succeed when the time truly needs it and calls for it and when it will truly benefit you. With the Page of Pentacles, there is going to be some opportunity that comes your way. It's going to be small. You may overlook it. You may think it's not good enough. You may think, yeah, it is good, but like I need something more. You may be working very hard right now with the Eight of Pentacles, so hard that you're not looking up to even notice the opportunities or to even evaluate them with real eyes, actually looking at it. It's good that you're working hard, but remember to take some breaks. Remember to look up and look at the horizon and look at what's around you. Don't get so focused on what you're doing that you miss out on the threats and the opportunities. The key word is the opportunities, though, not threats. I don't feel like there's going to be threats really coming your way. I feel like you've probably already dealt with enough. And so now it's time for opportunities. But you want to make sure that you notice them. And whatever the opportunity is, this Page of Pentacles, even if it's not really what you're looking for, even if it's not really something that you think is enough for what you need, still pay attention to it. It might not be something that you need to pursue or go down, but it is something that you're supposed to be aware of and that you're supposed to notice. There is something about it that the universe wants you to see. So definitely at least take a look and maybe go down the path a little bit, but you don't have to take it to the finish line, but the universe is showing it to you for a reason. Looking at the second row, we have the Nine of Swords, we have Strength, and we have the Nine of Wands. So some 9 energy here. We have completion, right? 9 is usually the ending of a cycle, and the 10 is usually the beginning of a new cycle. In the tarot, a lot of times 10 represents the kind of ending of a cycle. Like, for example, the 10 of Swords is a 10, and it's kind of like the ending of, it's betrayal, it's an ending, it's a death. But in a lot of other systems, numerology kinds of systems, 9 is usually an ending. So we are seeing some ending, an ending to this agony, an ending to having our guards up, being a bit nervous, being watchful. However, both of these 9s do require that we do our part. So with the 9 of Swords, if you look at this person, something's keeping them up at night. There's something that's stressing them out. They have fears, they have worries, they have concerns, they have a lot of weight on their shoulders, and the swords are right over their bed. But what they could do is leave the bed. They could go somewhere else and those swords would not be hanging over their heads anymore. So what this means is, and I think this comes from Tony Robbins, so I could be wrong, but Tony Robbins says that sometimes whenever we're in a negative mental state, the best way to get out of it is to change our state. So not just our mental state, but our physical state. So if we are in a particular posture and we're having negative thoughts, change your posture. If you're in a particular room having negative thoughts, go to a different room, go out for a walk. Change something about your external state, and it will snap you out of this internal state. So leave the bed and go somewhere else. And you might think, well, eventually I'll need to go back to my bed. I'll need to go to sleep. I don't have another bed. Do I need to sleep on the couch? Do I need to sleep on the floor? Maybe. It could be possible, but I feel like the message here is you got to change your external state, because when you change your external state, you snap out of the things that are creating fear and anxiety within you. And when you do that, you open up your energy to raise its vibration. And when you do that, things around you start to shift, your mentality starts to shift, and it starts to heal. And yes, maybe you need to come back to bed, but the more you leave bed every day and do something different, the more you are training your energy to be different. The more you're training your vibration to be higher. And over time, these swords are just going to go away. They're going to solve themselves. Someone's going to take them away for you, or you're going to find the strength and energy to take them away for yourself. Speaking of strength, we have the Strength card. So with the Strength card, you're under a lot of stress right now. And it's important that you act from a place of peace and compassion, not just for yourself, but for others. Sometimes when we're stressed, we can take it out on others that are around us. And it's important that we don't. It's important that we show up in the best way for others, even if we're not feeling our best inside, because that allows us to practice strength. And sometimes when we show up happier on the outside than we are on the inside, you know how they say, if you're not feeling happy, make yourself smile. And even though you're not feeling like smiling, just a mechanical act of smiling will make you feel better. It's kind of the same thing. You are training yourself. And also you're being kind to others. And probably the people around you that you might lash out at lash out at right now are wanting to support you and are some of the greatest people that you could have in your life right now. So you definitely don't want to hurt them. It will not affect the relationship if you do, and obviously you are under stress, so please do not beat yourself up if you cannot do this to perfection, but definitely do your best. And yeah. Then we have the Nine of Wands, right? So again, work that we need to do. So you're a little wary right now. You're not really sure who to trust. Do I believe the words that were told to me? Do I believe the positive words that were told to me, or do I just stick to the negative words that were told to me? Do I trust in the universe right now? I mean, the universe showed me that it was true, but then it showed me that it wasn't, and I'm confused. Lay down those arms, and if you're having a hard time doing that, imagine yourself in this card, in this Nine of Wands, being this person, holding this stick. And imagine yourself actually putting that stick down. And imagine that the sticks behind you are growing. They're growing and they're prospering and they're turning into a beautiful wall, a fence of gorgeous vines and flowers. So just really visualize or feel or embody the energy of having arms that you're holding up and you're putting them down in whatever way that serves you or makes sense to you. And if you do these actions, if you work on these things to the best of your ability, again, we're not asking for perfection here. Things are rough down here for everybody in general. Anytime that we're going through a difficult time here on Earth, whether it's with these current transits, whether this reading is specifically yours or not, for every single person, the energies are rough on Earth. Sometimes they're good, but a lot of times they're rough. And so perfection is not needed. We just need to do our best. So if we do our best, we have the Justice, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Cups. Balance will be restored. You will have victory one way or another. Maybe it's not in the thing that you felt was lost or not in the way that you had originally hoped. It might come in a different form, but it's going to come. The Ace of Wands is saying, and I feel like this one's kind of been stalking us too. I think this one showed up as bottom of the deck in the Scorpio lunar eclipse video. Spirit is here and they support us, and gifts are being given to you by God, the divine goddess, the universe, whatever you resonate with. They are for sure being given, and they're being given strongly. And even if you can't see it right now, you will. I get the number 5 and 7 and 8. So 5 to 8 weeks from now, you will see. You'll see. And you may even get a glimmer of it in 5 days. But you will really see in 5 to 8 weeks. And King of Cups, you're going to be so powerful, so balanced in your energy. Flipping over the deck. So balanced in your energy. And also this represents that balance is here, your guides are here, they're doing their best to work on your energy and support you and give you healing in this time period. But you're going to be feeling really good, really calm, really relaxed. A lot more in control than you have. Bottom of the deck is Two of Pentacles. You have some choices to make here. Will you listen to this guidance and do your best? Will you trust that something is coming to you, that it's worth your attention? Will you step out into a different external state? Will you lay down your arms? Do you know that Spirit has your back, even if it doesn't look like it? Will you make the choice to change your perception on things? Or will you allow yourself to stay where you are and wallow and have those sleepless nights that turn into sleepless days? So the choice is yours. Exercise balance. You don't have to be perfect. But good things are in store. It's just a difficult time. It's an uncertain time. It's a time of I'm in the darkness and I don't really know where I'm headed. And I don't even have a lantern to help me. Or so I think. But you can find your way in the darkness. You can find your way to the light at the end of the tunnel. It exists. So, lighter energies, still some work for us to do, but we're headed in the right direction, I'd say. So I hope this served you. If you would like to get guidance of your own directly from your higher self, I do have meditations in my Etsy shop. You can find them at www.etsy.com/shop/psychicts. And you can also find personal and private reading options there as well if you would like a personal reading from me. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Full moon is coming up, so work on these things so you can reap the rewards of the full moon, reap the fruit that is ready to be bared. And I will catch you guys in the next one.